The fight that could 100% unequivocally make you would be against Tom Aspinall, and why are you dodging it? And then I started to look into the timing of how things would happen and fights got postponed and things like that. That's going to start to stick to the legacy of this guy. We're smarter UFC fans now. And yep, he still might be the greatest and people will argue it, but there's a case to be made on the other side as to why he may not be so great. And it's moments like this that I get frustrated and want to make that argument. Sorry.
Do you think John Jones wants to or intends to fight Tom Aspinall at some point?
No, I don't. Because the negotiating to me could be easy. For the UFC, it's like,
I agree with that.
We have a ton of money.
Negotiating should be easy. Right. I don't look at that as being the main sticking point. My brother said, and I couldn't agree more, the real robbery feels like just having Aspinall shelved here is a real robbery. But I also do take John Jones's word. I do feel as though he's communicated something to the promotion that they don't want to release publicly, some sort of information, whether that's I need 20 million and I want it to be next April, or it's 20 million and I'll tell you when I'm ready. Might not be in 2020, but who knows what he's saying, but he seems to be in great spirits. I said it right. I'll see him June 14th, Dirty Boxing in Miami. You could be sure he'll be there in great spirits. So yeah, I would love to know what's going on in between the ears of John Jones. But if I'm a betting man, I think we're getting it at some point. And I guess I'm willing to be patient, but I can't wait to watch Aspinall do his thing post John Jones too.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's the part of it too that I'm starting to realize are all of the people that got delayed or pushed off, or, some of the timing with even like the DC fights and stuff like that. Aspinall's 32. Plus, if you're Aspinall, you're also looking at a Jay and being like, this is his Powerball, is it not? Like this will probably be one of the, if not the biggest grossing fight that he may ever have as an individual fighter if he gets in the ring with John Jones.
Well, and what's he lost by not competing already, right? And it's like it comes down to the Michael Chandler. You're waiting for that bag. It's a different conversation with Chandler waiting for the McGregor bag. But with Aspinall, it's got to be a very tough navigation because you're not really trying to fight anyone else right now. You know what I mean? Like there's no,
protect his brand too. Like
exactly.
Right now, he is the perfect opponent for John Jones. And I hope it gets done. I hope it was short-term frustration. I think Aspinall put something out last night on Instagram saying 528, and then it just kind of faded. So I don't know if there's an announcement coming or something like that, but I'm just really frustrated right now because I want that fight to happen. And to your point, I'm learning more about all the people that have been shelved over the career of John Jones because of actions of John Jones. And that's why I'm kind of digging in a little bit. I'm sort of going into sports talk mode on this because eventually in regular sports talk radio, there will be the discussion of the greatness of John Jones if he fights ever again or the day he finally retires.
And I'm in the camp of, I'm not sure the Aspinall fight would change where, John Jones probably is at the top of the list right now for me. And that wouldn't change if he gets starched by Aspinall in round one. I still don't look at him as a heavyweight. But Bilal questioned me very strongly when I said, are there any part of John Jones that would sort of be a little concerned about his legacy fighting against this beast who's a different heavyweight? And Bilal was like, not a chance. John Jones thinks he's the greatest of all time. Aspinall's just another dude. And I'm like, yeah, I really don't sound like a fighter.
Well, I would also say this. I do think at the end of the day, who cares about your legacy? As long as you got commas in your bank account like John Jones does, he didn't have to do anything the rest of his life. He don't want to. He can just sit in New Mexico and do peyote and stare out into the wilderness the rest of his life.
And that statement is true whether or not he takes this fight, believe it or not.
Bingo,
I'm not suggesting that he doesn't want this extra bag, but there's a lot of different ways to get, he can act, he can sing like crazy. I'm telling you, this guy's the world.
Oh no, there's more to him. There's no question. It's going to be the, when does he finally give it up with fighting? Because it kind of feels like right now, Jay, he's still kind of flirting with it, hasn't completely shut the door, but he maybe doesn't have a sense of urgency. But does he know what he really wants to do post-career? Like, I wonder if even John Jones is at a little bit of a life intersection, given his age and what is left of what he can do in the octagon.
I would love to know what the conversations are. I just would get the sense that Dana White and Hunter Campbell are probably just so frustrated, right? At they're probably the ambivalence of John Jones right now, just sort of saying, oh, well, we'll see. I'm sure there's some of that going on. Because they really are caught between a rock and a hard place. You sort of got to sit on your hands a little bit, I think, if you're the promotion, if Jones is delaying.
I'm gonna make a bolt, and I know we're in gas overtime and we're almost out of here. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that stuff, folks, wherever you are watching us.